Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Battle City number 7. We kick things off in this 3-match card here tonight with the Ash Blossom Tournament semifinal matchup. It is a triple threat contest scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, the woman who beat Black Cat in the quarterfinal matchup to earn this spot in the semifinals, Lizzie, the yellow SPD Ranger. Hello and welcome everyone, I am the Sentinel to bring you all the action here tonight on Battle City number 7. It has been a wild ride. We saw the conclusion of the Millennium Championship Tournament at Massacre that was tainted by the now banned from Battle City Freddy Krueger, but we still have ongoing tournaments at hand, plus the launch of a new tournament, the Raigeki Championship Tournament, that will be happening in the match following this matchup. But Lizzie herself with an unprecedented opportunity for her career, as she did something that she has not been able to do in CIW since she has joined, and that is get a singles victory over a pretty established talent in Black Cat to earn this spot. But now introducing second, the new member of Colonial Impact Wrestling here for her second ever match. She defeated Evie Hammond to earn this spot in the semifinal, Lana Kane. As Lana Kane from Archer, it was believes that she is one of the most beloved members and deserves the love of the fans, and I don't know if she's really been receiving that love. In terms of what the fans have responded to, I think her truck-like hands are a little bit intimidating to everyone around, and honestly, it's hard to say. I mean, she is the embodiment of a independent woman who don't need no man, not just because she can't get one, but because she is just that, she's that expressive in who she is as a person, and that is one way of putting it, a soft way of putting it. But here comes the former Colonial Impact Wrestling Ladies Champion and the victor against the pink SPD Ranger Sydney in the quarterfinal round to get this spot, Padme Amidala. As Padme has been one of the greatest women's wrestlers in Colonial Impact Wrestling, as she has made her mark and is looking to regain that spot with the Ash Blossom Championship. Let's take a look at the bracket. Ash Blossom Championship semi-final. Here we go. And immediately, Lizzie going after Lana Kane, and Lana Kane smartly leaving the ring very quickly. Here it is, one fall to a finish as stated before. And these Ash Blossom Championship Tournament Finals will be taking place on the 4th of July at the Barbecue, which is going to be a 4-card TV special that we have that is going to be split between, and a nice tag maneuver there. A little bit of temporary alliance-ship between Lizzie and Padme, knocking down Lana Kane. And Padme looked like she went for one of those giant clotheslines. Padme known to have some tremendous impact in her strikes, but is also known for her lethal submission maneuver, the Anakin device, which caused Lizzie to tap. And now, and a running knee right to the abdomen by Padme. And now, right in, I want to counter. And another counter. As two of these ladies are in a situation that they have never been in before, with the opportunity to have championship gold in CIW. And folks, remember, the winner of this tournament wins the Ash Blossom Championship, which can be cashed in for a CIW Ladies Championship match at the time of her choosing. And Lizzie smartly getting out of the way of an oncoming Lana Kane, as Padme Amidala tried to sandwich them in the corner and not able to do it on that exchange. And what a heel kick! An impressive heel kick from Lizzie, as Lana Kane now here as the largest of the three, definitely has the size advantage, but Padme, I would argue, has the strength advantage. And Lizzie might be the deceptively fastest of all of them, but a big hip toss there from Padme. And wait a second, Amidala slam! And that could do it, as Padme is taking care of business here tonight. And out goes Lizzie. That could be enough. And and a me wallet mutilator message sent from Lana Kane in desperation, saving the matchup. And and now a trip, just tripping the leg out from under Lana, those long legs. And now Padme up to the top, and and a knee to the back, as Padme was in the first ever ladies matchup in CIW history. And now, and we get the sandwich after all. As that is, and now look at this, La Maestro Cradle, and a 1, 2, and only 2, and I thought Padme would have stolen it right there. But Padme in that first match, but then went on a dominant streak and ultimately secured the CIW Championship, the Ladies Championship that is, back in 2024 against Wonder Woman, and exchanged the belt with the now CIW Women's Champion Yuna several times. And Yuna ultimately walked away with the belt. Oh, wait a second, Anakin Device bet Lana right there. And, I guess she's not right there. I thought she was right there, but I guess left the ring. As Lana is certainly picking her spots very carefully here. And that could be inexperience talking, because Lana Kane does not know how fast Padme can end a matchup with a big flipper punch there and a jaw jacker. And that's what I'm talking about. When Padme gets motivated with that little bit of the dark side that's wedged in her on a regular basis, she gets unloading some intense strikes and maneuvers. And that is why she was a 2-time CIW women, and is a 2-time CIW Ladies Champion, and a hip toss there. I would love nothing more than to win the Ash Blossom Championship and get another shot at her arguably best friend and rival, Yuna. As Yuna survived a hell of a matchup against Lara Croft, a lights-out knockouts match back at Massacre. And I'm sure that Yuna is watching this match intently, looking for who might win the prospective Ash Blossom Championship. And folks, stay tuned. In 2 weeks, we're going to get the second semifinal matchup of this tournament. Albeit, it's going to be a little different. It's going to be Ivy Valentine versus Marl, as the Wii Fit Trainer was supposed to be in that matchup, and unfortunately, and another sandwich, but unfortunately because of the actions of Wonder Woman, Wii Fit Trainer is out with a crushed larynx for several months, and had to forfeit her spot in the Ash Blossom tournament, and the council decided not to insert anyone who hadn't earned a semifinal berth into it. So we will see that singles matchup next Battle City on Battle City 8 in 2 weeks' time on the 20th of June. But right now, a big meat wallet mutilating kick, and I'm sure that is equally more devastating, and a thumb to the eye from Lana, who I guess is not afraid to be upsetting the crowd anymore, as she saw pretty quickly that the CIW fans quickly rejected her, like she's been rejected by every other man in her life. And that is canon, folks. That's from the show. I'm not just saying that because I don't like Lana. I had a great feeling out process in terms of hiring her, and I'm talking just strictly an interview, nothing, don't get your heads out of the gutter, folks. We're not that kind of business anymore, at least as far as I know, because I'm not the counselor of talent relations. That's Abizzle's job. And a slap to the head. We missed the Amidala slam to Lana, but Lizzie smartly breaking it up to save the match, but gets a jawjacker for her trouble, as this match has been almost entirely Padme Amidala, and now going for another Anakin Device, and is that going to be enough to put Lizzie away? Lana Kane is out. Lana Kane is out, totally out, and a big bulldog there, trying to get herself back in. And now an armbar trying to stop that Amidala slam, and I think Lizzie and Lana are understanding here that they might have to work a little bit more cohesively as a unit if they want to stop the oncoming onslaught of Padme. But it is every woman for herself here in this matchup. Oh no! Referee Luke Goss is down, and I don't think Padme meant to do that. I think Padme was trying to get into the mix. Oh, wait a second. Top rope, and stomped down, and I think both Luke and Lana got a little bit of that. As we've got Luke, Lizzie, Lana, and Padme. And if only Padme's mother were here, because it would have been an alliterative, a litany of alliteration, as JOSHAGEDDON somewhere is needing a change of pants, as an Anakin Device. But folks, if you want to make sure that Luke Goss's medical bills get paid, there's only one way to do it. You gotta like, you gotta share, you gotta subscribe, you gotta switch that bell button to all, to hashtag save a referee. That referee, Luke Goss today, who got backbreakered because Padme is on a rampage here, and I really do feel like the dark side is within her. And she is using every bit of it here, as she wants that CIW championship back. She wants Yuna back. And a bulldog landing on the leg of Luke Goss. As this ladies matchup, this Ash Blossom Championship Tournament semifinal matchup continues. Luke, get out of the way. Yes, this is, and get out of the way, as Padme coming off the ropes trying to hit that big clothesline we've seen from her a few times, and she's just throwing everybody now. And now the question becomes, can Lizzie or Lana find an opening? This has become almost like a handicap match, but it's still every woman for herself. And oh no, not an Amidala. Slam to Lizzie! And now throwing Lana out of the ring. This might be finally the stars may have aligned for Padme Amidala, as it has been a war. It has been a war if the stars align, as looks like Lizzie is not giving up yet. And now a sleeper hold, as Lana is in bad shape. I mean, she just got chucked on the outside by Padme, as this has been a dominant streak by Padme Amidala. I mean, it was a dominant streak that won Padme the championship to begin with, when she was on that roll in 2024, when she was beating everybody, including her former, well, I guess it's, I don't know, how do I describe this? I guess her clone or the original in Natalie Portman, the former CIW ladies champion in her own right. It just part of the Natalie World Order that Padme, I guess, never really ascribed to, it doesn't seem. Padme, leave Luke alone. Okay, I understand. And now, wait a second. Oh, a nice Rana and some right hands from Lizzie trying to stabilize this situation. And I'm sure that Lizzie and Lana are looking to pin each other here and just keep Padme out of it for half a second, knowing that they are both in way worse shape than Padme is. But that's only because Padme has been beating everything in sight. Referee, competitors, it has not mattered. It has been indiscriminate ass kicking on behalf of the former two-time ladies champion, Padme Amidala, and a belly to belly. As this has just been straight up impressive. And just when you think Padme Amidala isn't impressive, then she comes out and pulls this. Now throwing Lana out again. And Padme, oh no, not an Amidala slam. The second one to Lizzie. That's the fourth one we've seen tonight. 1, 2, 3. And square in the center of the ring, Padme Amidala punches her ticket into the Ash Blossom Championship Finals at the Barbecue on the 4th of July. As, this was dominant. 4 Amidala slams, 2 to each of her competitors here tonight, as Padme has got championship gold in her periphery. That is to be sure, as the dark side was unhinged, unlocked, and unleashed. As I'm sure that Starkiller would be proud of Padme Amidala here tonight. Your winner, and moving on in the Ash Blossom Championship, but we move on to the first match of the Raigeki Championship. Our next matchup is the first quarterfinal matchup for the Raigeki Championship Tournament. Introducing first, he is the Counselor of Talent Relations for CIW, a former Exceeds champion, Abizzle. And Abizzle wearing a gray suit, a nice gray suit, a pinstripe gray suit. I very much respect it, but this is not a happy man. He has been very upset. I'm not going to tell you what he's been doing to the talent, as he's been taking out his aggression both in the gym, but you know, he's been mentioning his workout program, and boy, he has been putting talent through the ringer. I mean, we're talking no sleep kind of things, like 48-hour exercise programs with only a little bit of protein and some raw eggs. And he said, fuck your vegetarians, you're slurping the raw eggs. It's been a rough time. I can tell. I mean, hey, everybody is in great shape. Their abs are impeccable. I'm not saying it's not getting results. But the reason that Abizzle is like this, we will get into in a minute, because these two men have known each other for a long time. And when Abizzle was the Exceeds champion, he had this man by his side when he was Bowser Black. But now, in as Steve, Jack Black. As Jack has had championship opportunities of every title you can ask for, and yet it came up empty every time, and that's part of the reason why Abizzle and Jack did not get along and have not gotten along, and had their falling out back when Abizzle had joined Tenacious E when Bowser Black was running the business. But now, this man Steve, also known as Jack Black, repatriated by Captain Planet, looking for a new championship gold. Will he get it here tonight? Let's take a look at the bracket. Raigeki Championship Quarterfinal. And these two looking to reignite their feud here in this matchup. Abizzle wearing a plain gray suit, which is not, and it's the only suit he owns now. A nice collar and elbow tie-up start by Jack Black. These two are pretty familiar with each other. And now, oh, wait a second. And Abizzle going for, oh, and what a reverse kick by AB, who lost to his own AB Plex by Rasad, who is still the Counselor of Finance, as the stipulation at Massacre for their match is that if Abizzle lost, Rasad would get to pick his one and only suit and the rest would be sold. And sold they were. And Abizzle has not been happy about it, as mentioned before about the rigorous training program. But what it would mean for the former Exceeds champion to win that championship again and be the first Raigeki champion, as of course the stipulation for the Raigeki Championship is, if you win it, you get an Exceeds championship at any time of your choosing. As that is going to be our big blockbuster tournament. We have 12 quarterfinal matchups and a belly-to-belly from AB. And an impressive belly-to-belly, an over-the-top belly-to-belly suplex. And incredibly athletic is AB, and he's really been putting the work in. You can tell he's been putting the work in, and a headlock here to Jack Black. Meanwhile, Jack has had, he had a shot at the CIW Championship, he had a shot at the Exceeds Championship, he had a shot at the Tag Team Championship, and every time he did, he came up short. And now looking to get a shot at the Raigeki Championship, and recently Jack Black has been struggling against the Men from the Moon, who were, of course, we thought they were related, and it turns out that was not to be so. And now the Men from the Moon trying to just make it on their own as a tag team, and Jack Black is now kind of on his own to do his thing. But right now, the thing he's been doing has been getting suplexed all around the ring by Abizzle. And AB, he has been frustrated, and he still wants to take back control of the finances by Rasad, as we are still keeping things balanced. The budget has never been more balanced, but it has meant that we've had to take cuts here and there and sacrifice one thing over another thing, and AB is not about that. He wants to make the most money no matter how you do it, and I respect that. I respect that philosophy, but I get the feeling that Abizzle is not going to be satisfied until he has control of the money back in his grasp. And again, another big takedown by Abizzle, and it's impressive how much he has been throwing the carcass of Steve, aka Jack Black, and another over-the-top belly-to-belly. I have just been incredibly impressed with the athleticism that AB is, a showcase of how his athletic program has really been put into action. But you know AB, he wants to dress for the occasion, but this is the only suit he's got. And to be fair, he's rocking it. He looks good in the color, but at the same time, I know Abizzle, he's picturing that kitty cat face every time he's laying one of these close fist punches down on Jack Black, and Jack finally able to stop the momentum of Abizzle, but he needs to land some serious moves here if he wants to come back. He's already taken a good amount of punishment, and a double drop kick to the legs and inner thighs, and potentially the groinal area of Abizzle. Message sent potentially. Message pending, I suppose. As referee Luke Goss now begins the count, as Abizzle taking a moment to compose himself. And Owen went to charge in, and Jack Black saw it coming. Maybe knew that Abizzle was going to try and lure him out there, and protected himself just momentarily. And of course, folks, we got 12 singles matches to start the first round, and then we have 3 fatal 4-way matches, and then a triple threat match will finish off the tournament. As we will see the tournament conclude probably. Oh, AB Plex! AB Plex! We're going to see the match conclude before the tournament does, that's for sure. AB Plex, center of the ring. 1, 2, 3! And Abizzle takes care efficiently of his former friend turned adversary. And a big back body drop. That was about as much as Jack Black got, as Abizzle just yeeted this man to and fro and moves on to the fatal 4-way semifinals that will take place later on towards the end of the summer, as this tournament has just begun. But a hell of an effort from Abizzle, who triumphantly wins and kicks off this Raigeki Championship Tournament. What an effort from my broadcast partner, my best friend, and a former Exceeds champion. Moving on, here in this tournament, let's take a look at the bracket one more time and move on to our main event. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now time for our main event! Introducing first, from the former TAW Gaming, this was a team that had loyalty to them many years ago, former CIW Tag Team Champions, looking to regain it here in the Mirror Force Championship semifinal matchup. Frozone and Mr. Incredible, IncrediZone. As IncrediZone had a big-time triple threat tornado tag hardcore matchup against the Men from the Moon and Eminem and Dave Chappelle to earn this spot, as these two want nothing more than to go back to the top of the mountain and regain the tag team championships that they lost back when they had them representing TAW, but would love to do it just for them this time. But in their way is a very familiar pair, the Justice Leaguers, the team that as part of the faction done carrying held the CIW Tag Team Championships for 780 days, and the team that they beat to start that record reign was IncrediZone. These two are more than familiar with each other. You know that IncrediZone hasn't forgotten. You know that DC has not forgotten themselves. The Justice Leaguers in a much better place than they were at the time, but looking to regain those belts themselves. Let's take a look at the bracket. Mirror Force Championship Semi-Final. And you know, I had a chance to talk to Frozone prior to this matchup, and he told me they have waited a long time for this day. They didn't know when it was going to be, they didn't know where it was going to be, but now these teams come back to blows after many years of holding it in here in this Mirror Force semifinal matchup. Here we go. And now stomp to the gut. A big stomp to the gut, a second stomp to the gut, and you know that the Justice Leaguers would love nothing more, considering that they don't forget things either, as the Justice Leaguers beat Ganidler and the SPD Rangers in that hardcore triple threat tornado tag first round to get to this point, and Ganidler and Batman and Aquaman have been in the throngs of a rivalry as we saw it implode or explode back last week on Saturday Night Hype in a matchup between Aquaman and the Riddler, a match that Aquaman won with the Tidal Wave 450. And that, ironically, The Undertaker then replicated that exact matchup at Noche de los Grandes with Vikingo and El Hijo de Dr. Wagner Jr. But in any case, you're welcome, Undertaker, for the inspiration. It was funny that we aired that at the same time on the same day. And now a bow and arrow here as with the knees, and an impressive bow and arrow with the knees by Frozone. And down goes Aquaman. As it's interesting, but getting back to my original point that, you know, these guys have had long memories. The whole reason that Batman and Aquaman have an issue with Ganidler is the fact that the Riddler cost DC that record reign that I mentioned before, and a punch to the dick, message sent by Mr. Incredible, as Bob Parr not going to be over or under par, but he's going to hit it like it is. But to make no mistake, he's going to make firm contact with the ball as he did there. But golf jokes aside, but equally, I am sure that Aquaman and Batman have not forgotten that the reason that these two even reunited as a team, the Justice Leaguers even became a team and started that record run, was that the CIW Tag Team Championships were under siege by Mr. Incredible and Frozone back when TAW and CIW, in our little tiff that happened in 2022, were at each other's throats, and we were taking people left and right, robbing championships left and right, and so it had been with the CIW Tag Team Championships with Frozone and Mr. Incredible, and that is where Aquaman and Batman stepped in and regained those belts and defended them once again from IncrediZone back at the CIW versus TAW show, which is still one of CIW and TAW's greatest triumphs, and I really appreciate the business that we both did on that basis, and much love to my friend JOSHAGEDDON. And a big drop kick there from Aquaman, who is taking control of this situation with Frozone. And you have to imagine that Aquaman and Batman would rather have Frozone in the ring and Bob Parr tagged in, and immediately the Justice Leaguers out to regroup, and Bob Parr saying, "Now, come on in here. Come on and get an incredible taste of my fist," as he is looking to, I'm sure, as Batman quickly entering and leaving the ring. And you have to wonder whether this issue with Ganidler is on the minds of the Justice Leaguers and whether that's going to be distracting for them here tonight, which is something that they cannot afford. Because you know that Mr. Incredible and Frozone have thought about this match and this revenge for almost 4 years now, 3 to 4 years. They've thought about this matchup, getting back against these two men, and here it is tonight, and you know they will be laser focused. And the Justice Leaguers have to be as well, as this is why we put this matchup in the main event. There's so much behind these two teams going at it here after all this time, in different circumstances, in different materials, but with the same goal in mind. The CIW Tag Team Championships, which, if the Mirror Force Championships are cashed in, they will get a Tag Team Championship at the time of their choosing. That is what is on the line for the Mirror Force Finals, which will take place at the Brawlbarbecue that same night on July the 4th. So we will be seeing the conclusion of 2 Battle City tournaments there, as well as 2 other major matchups. I'm being told that we are in the works, and it has not been confirmed yet, but we are in the works of getting the rematch signed in between Majin King and Ken Masters for the Exceeds Championship on that night, but it has not been confirmed yet. We're still in the works of it, so stay tuned for all of that, but we got a long way to go before we get there, as we've got the entirety of June to go through, and a nice spinning toe hold here from Aquaman, and breaking it up is Mr. Incredible. And now the illegal man, Batman, going for a sharpshooter. And Luke, you gotta be careful, man. I appreciate you trying to get in the middle of everything, but you can't do that. You're gonna get hurt. But Batman has been kind of the silent accessory to punishment here tonight. We saw how effectively Batman laid the can of whoop-ass onto the Riddler in the quarterfinal matchup. That was, it was dominant by them in order to get that spot by Batman. Batman and Aquaman both went after the Riddler, as that's what started this. The long memories of all 4 of these men have certainly added to this main event, and went for, oh no! Frozone went for a missile drop kick and overshot it, and Luke Goss got kicked halfway across the ring. Hashtag save a referee. Frozone got thrown over the top by Batman, and this match has completely combusted. And we got brawls. Frozone and Batman fighting in front of me. Mr. Incredible and Aquaman in the other corner. This is your main event of Battle City 7. Oh, and a big leg drop by Mr. Incredible. And now Frozone slamming Batman's head into the steel steps. And this is what I mean by, say, the animosity that has been between these two teams, no matter how liked they are by the fans now. There is some bad blood between these two teams, and there you see it, firsthand with a punch to the dick. Message sent. Frozone breaking up the count. He is the legal man, as is Aquaman. And it looks like Frozone trying to get him back into the ring. Now they can win by countout, but nobody in this group wants to win with a sleazy way. I mean, they're both, to the credit of both of these teams, they're both respectable teams. They just hate each other. They will beat the hell out of each other, but they're not going to try to win in shady ways. They still want to win. The spirit of competition is still very alive and well amongst these two teams. But they will do everything they can in order to secure the victory here today, as Frozone once again trying to go up to the top, and Aquaman catching him there. Oh, now a shot to the gut by Frozone. Frozone with a big backbreaker. And Aquaman, a former 3-time Exceeds champion in his own right, one of the most decorated champions in CIW, a first ballot Hall of Famer if there were to be one in CIW, to be sure. And it's going to take a lot to keep that man down. He's very slippery, and I don't mean that in a slimy way, although there is some inherent slime just from algae accumulation. But, you know, he's got people for that, I imagine. Oh, and a punch to the dick. And actually, because he can summon all the fish he wants, I'm sure that he can summon some catfish to go suck up all that algae. And, you know, I don't know whether he's like Troy McClure and he gets a jolly out of that, but, you know, I've never asked Aquaman. I've kind of let his business be his business. And now Bob Parr back into the ring, going after Batman. Elbow drop by Frozone, who thankfully hit his mark this time. Oh, and what is this now? And oh, what a chop! A thunderous chop by Bob Parr, Mr. Incredible. And now a Frozone crab, an IncrediCrab. Mr. Incredible. No, that one didn't work. But in any case, And now throw it over the top. And, you know, I will kind of clear the air here. I think I mentioned it before, what happened with Mr. Incredible the first time that he was unceremoniously fired from CIW. He didn't want to put over the Joker, which I now respect, but it took 9 attempts to do that match between him and the Joker, and he refused to lose, so he got fired. But I'm glad that we've been able to come up with a more amicable agreement now. You know, he's a changed man, you know, I'm a changed man. It's been a long time from that time, and you know, as they say, if you haven't grown in that many years, then you're doing it wrong. So I'm glad that we were able to kind of come to peace and bring this faction back. I mean, to be fair, this team is a good team. IncrediZone, they did win the CIW Tag Team Championships for a reason. And they are looking to do it here, but first they've got to win the Mirror Force Championships. And what a sidewalk slam by Mr. Incredible, as these two teams giving it everything they've got. But of course, as you know, with tag team wrestling and CIW, it's more than just hitting big moves. You got to hit big moves. You got to make sure the other partner is incapacitated for the entire 3 count. That is a hard thing to do in Colonial Impact Wrestling, and it takes a little bit more than just the big move and the big finish. There's a little bit of luck, a little tag team cohesion there by IncrediZone, and that is another big part of it. You need to do that. Cover here, but too close to the ropes, as Aquaman getting his foot underneath the bottom rope, and referee Luke Goss saw it. Now what is Frozone doing here? Frozone going up to the top. Look out here, superplex! A thunderous superplex, and now back up, but hurt. Definitely hurt is Aquaman, who is looking to make a tag. Oh no, wait a second. Frozone just took the turnbuckle pad off. And I don't know whether they meant to do that, but Mr. Incredible tagged in now. But I don't think the referee saw it. And I think the referee now questioning Frozone. I mean, also trying to get him out of the ring because he's an illegal man, but I think he questions, did you take that turnbuckle pad off? And I don't know whether, but the question is, did Batman see it? Batman now the legal man. Thank God, Batman trying to get a little momentum back into the corner of the Justice Leaguers, as it has been all IncrediZone for the last several minutes, and Batman now getting some big-time strikes onto Bob Parr. Will the Justice Leaguers be able to beat their old rivals, the IncrediZone, here tonight? And now tagging back in Aquaman. I don't know if that's a smart decision. And because Batman is actually, like I said, he's been the silent but successful partner in inflicting punishment here. And now wait a second. Oh, what a chop! That big frying pan-like mitt of Mr. Incredible. Just all of that. I'm pretty sure Aquaman is happy that he's wearing that full bodysuit, because I'm sure if he wasn't, you would see the handprint on the chestal section of Aquaman. And now look at these backbreakers. These giant backbreakers, and a fallaway slam and a tope, but again, Frozone hit Mr. Incredible by accident, and a neckbreaker capitalizing by Aquaman. As Frozone, I think he's been a little bit too excited here. First doing the missile dropkick that hit Luke Goss, and now going for a tope and hit his own partner. But it's that kind of miscommunication they cannot afford. Oh, wait a second. Incredible choke slam on the outside. And Batman is hurt. Wait a second. Top rope elbow drop to Batman just for punctuation. And boy, this has been an intense matchup between these two teams here in this Mirror Force semifinal. And folks, we will see the other semifinal matchup take place on June the 20th on the next Battle City 8, as it will be the tag team of the Greasy Green Gigolos taking on the Keanu Connection. And I'm sure both of these teams watching this, and oh no! Fallaway slam to the outside, and Aquaman landed on Batman. And boy, this is not looking good for the Justice Leaguers. IncrediZone came here with a grudge, and they are certainly maximizing on that grudge here tonight. As now Batman is down, Aquaman somehow finding a way to counter up Mr. Incredible. As trying to getting out of the ring again. And I don't blame the Justice Leaguers needing a breather, but Frozone not letting them have it. As now these teams back to the outside, fighting back and forth. Who's going to win this thing? between these two intense tag teams here in the Mirror Force Championship Semifinals on Battle City. And folks, stay tuned next week for Saturday Night Hype. We have a big-time main event as Majin Riddick has challenged the current Millennium Champion, Kratos, as Kratos has a CIW Championship match at the time of his choosing, as I'm sure that Majin Buu, in order to scope out how much of a threat Kratos is, has sent Majin Riddick to do his bidding. But that will be our main event next week. Will the Son of the South, Kratos, be able to stop the momentum of the Majins, as the new Buu crew has been running rampant over CIW, had a clean sweep at Massacre, as that is what is in store next week. And plus, another big-time matchup, the Forgotten Fighters continue to implode and continue to have issues, as we are going to get Nathan Von Schrader against Jack 7 and also Eminem and KRS-One, the two rappers going at it, as I'm not sure what interaction they've ever had before, but we're going to get the Battle of the Bands, a hip-hop rap battle, so to speak, all of which will be on Saturday Night Hype next week, Saturday at 9. Take some time to check it out. Meanwhile, these guys are brawling and the referee's count is climbing, as the referee's count is up to 7 now, as I have somewhat lost track of who is legal and who is not. I believe it is Aquaman and Mr. Incredible are the two that are in this thing, as Batman now back to the corner and a double leg takedown, a thunderous double leg takedown, as Aquaman is busted open and he has been bleeding a lot, and another incredible chokeslam, this time to Aquaman, center of the ring. But you can tell this match has gone on for a long time. Oh, and a shoulder block to Batman. Mr. Incredible knocking Batman down. The cover onto Aquaman. 1, 2, 3. As IncrediZone moves on to the finals. After a back and forth, an incredible back and forth, no pun intended, as these two went all out. We saw that suplex, all of the back and forth, that big hurricanrana from Batman, but ultimately the incredible chokeslam gets the job done. The revenge tour has met its conclusion for IncrediZone here tonight. 3.5 years in the making, IncrediZone finally gets their revenge over the Justice Leaguers and move on to the Mirror Force Finals. Thank you all for coming to Battle City 7, and we'll see you next week for Saturday Night Hype.